So begin just by following your breath. And then gradually begin to deepen your breathing. On the inhale, fill the belly, the ribs, the upper chest. As you exhale, reverse that. Then we'll begin to add Ujjayi, which is like fogging a mirror with your mouth closed. So constricting the airflow, just like you're fogging a mirror on the inhale and the exhale. All right, good. So let's continue breathing in that way. We'll bring the right leg in and just warm it up a little bit, moving it around, still breathing in the same fashion. Noticing what you feel in the hip and the muscles of the leg. For me, feels pretty good. Back also, you can feel your back when you pull the leg in tight. So back feels good, hip feels pretty good, a little bit of soreness, stiffness, but that comes with using your body as well. So this isn't anything that feels like an injury. Let's switch sides, same thing on the left side. And again, I share with you what I feel so that I'm giving you an example of hopefully what you're paying attention to as you begin to move your body. So this side, more or less the same thing, maybe a little more sensitivity in the hip, but nothing unusual, nothing that feels like an injury. Okay, today I wanted to work on a little bit of core at the beginning, and we'll be focusing on the Navasana, the boat pose. So let's go ahead and rock up to seated. And then here we explore variations of the boat. So in boat, what I'd like to do is really straighten my spine, and then I'm going to hold underneath my knees, okay? And then from here, I lean back, but you see I'm not doing that, right? Because that doesn't engage the core. So keeping the spine straight, I'm leaning back, and then I feel that engagement, right? Where it starts to get a little bit difficult. Now, if I want to take it a step further, I bring the knees up like so, and again, I'm leaning back with a straight spine as much as possible. Okay, I can take things a step further by releasing the hands, and then I can take things even further by straightening my legs, and you see that allows me to lean back a little further. Okay, as we've been doing, we'll add a little bit of dynamic movement here. So we're still breathing deep, rhythmic, and slow, and then as we inhale, we come down, so hovering just above the ground, still straight spine, and then exhale, we come back up again. Good. And then we inhale, coming back. Now make sure there's no pain in your tailbone as you do that. Okay, so if there is, I recommend putting a blanket or a towel underneath you. Okay, so we inhale down and exhale up. Just a couple more times. This is the Navasana boat pose. Good, and then this last one, let's hold for a count of 3. So 1, 2, and 3. Good, let's come on up. We'll cross those ankles and roll forward into a tabletop position. Okay, in the tabletop, we'll begin focusing on warming up the back and the spine. So inhale, tailbone lifts, belly drops, crown of the head comes up. Exhale, tuck the tailbone, round the back, crown of the head comes down. Good. So you want to repeat that until you feel like you've gotten as much as you can out of it. For me, that's usually about 5 or 6 repetitions. After that, it feels like there's not much change. You can kind of feel with each repetition how the body releases and warms up. So when you get to that point, tuck those toes and come up and back into the down dog. And then the same idea here, we're rolling the toes, circling the ankles, bending the knees, kicking the legs, and what we want to feel is that release. And it may not release completely, so it's not like we can spend all day here until we feel, perfect. Again, usually the first few are really, really juicy. You get a lot of change. And then after a certain number of repetitions, it starts to feel like not much else is happening, in which case I think you've gotten most of what you can from that. I have a lot of tension in my calves, so this is definitely taking longer for me. I think that's enough though. So once you're done, we come into our full expression of down dog. Hands shoulder width, fingers wide, palms flat, chest drawing toward the toes, feet hip distance, and heels reaching toward the ground. That breath is still deep, rhythmic, and slow. And with our next exhale, we'll walk our feet toward our hands. Coming into the ragdoll, you can grab the opposite elbow, nod or shake your head, sway your hips. This is a great posture to check in how your back is feeling. And my back is feeling really good today. Okay. Been working on it, as many of you know, been trying to heal it and definitely making progress. So I feel pretty strong in my back today. All right, arms relaxed. We inhale and gradually come up to standing. And now we enter into probably the most vigorous phase of the practice, the sun salutations. And we'll do some more active, rapid movements during this phase. So when we do those, you can breathe a little faster if you'd like, so that we can get in more repetitions without taking all day to do the class. So traditionally feet touch, but hip distance is fine. Just have the inside edges of your feet parallel. On the inhale, we'll draw the arms up, touch palms, and lift the heart as we come into our first standing back bend. Now, one thing I try and teach you here right at the beginning of class is to try and create an even stretch along the entire plane. So in this posture, that's essentially from pubic bone through the chin. Okay, so oftentimes we favor one area. So we might favor our back, we might favor our shoulders or our chest. So all the stretch will be in that one area. See if you can even it out. So it's a nice even stretch along the entire front of the body. From here, we inhale back through center and we exhale into a forward fold. Try and place the palms flat, so let your knees bend, let your neck relax, really fold in. And then with the next inhale, we'll come to the fingertips or take hands to the shins, lengthening out our spine. So we exhale, let's plant those hands, step the right foot and then the left foot to the top of our push-up. At the top of our push-up, we'd like to align ears, shoulders, hips, knees, and heels. Make sure the wrists are directly below your shoulders. Take a nice deep breath. As you exhale, just drop the knees and then lower your shoulders till they're level with your elbows and take a breath there, but no lower than that, okay? With the next exhale, come all the way to your belly. Then bring your feet together, gently press them into the mat. And with the inhale, lift your hands and then the head, neck, and chest. So we're just using the back. The feet are still on the ground, okay? All right, exhale, let's lower down. And then again, we'll inhale and come up and see if we can come a little higher. So working those back muscles. Let's do that 3 more times. So we exhale down and then inhale, try and lift a little higher. Good, 2 more. And last one. Good, let's hold this one for 1. 2. And 3. Coming down on the inhale, we press back to tabletop, and then we exhale back to downward facing dog. From down dog, let's inhale to the toes, fill the lungs, exhale, step, jump, float to the front edge of the mat. Inhale to standing back bend. And then we'll grab the right wrist and exhale, pull ourselves to the left. And this is the half moon. And again, we're creating an even stretch from the waist through the wrist. That needs to be felt. You can't look and see the even stretch. You need to feel it. Let's inhale back through center, switch wrists, and we exhale to the other side. Feel the stretch and make those little micro adjustments to even it out. Good. Inhale back to center and exhale to forward fold. On the inhale, let's come to half lift. And as we exhale, we step the left foot and then the right again to the top of a push-up. Now, I think you've all heard me say before, what's important with push-ups is integrity in the upper body. So if I need to drop my knees to maintain integrity, that's what I'll do. Otherwise, we'll do the same thing here. Let's take a deep breath. Exhale halfway down. So the shoulders do not go below the elbows. Take a breath and then exhale onto your belly. This time we're exploring flexibility of the spine. So as we inhale, we press into the hands, lift the head, neck, chest, but keep the pelvis completely on the ground. Okay, once your pelvis lifts, you're not really going into a deeper back bend. You're starting to use your hips. So that's what this would look like, okay? So for me, this is just using the back, and it's actually deeper than this is. I actually feel it more in my spine and my back when I keep my pelvis down, okay? Good, exhale, lower down. Tuck your toes. Now, if you lack strength in your core, you can go through tabletop to down dog. That's perfectly fine. But to help strengthen the core, what we'd like to do is lift the knees, hips, and chest at the same instant. So we try and avoid peeling off the ground. So inhale, lift everything at the same instant, and then exhale back to down dog. Okay, let's do one more. So inhaling to the toes, fill the lungs. Exhale, step, jump, float, front edge of the mat. Let's inhale to standing back bend, up and back. Exhale, stretching the right side of the body. Inhale, center. Exhale, stretch the left side. Inhale, back to center. And then exhale, the hands out in front of you like so. Now, this is an opportunity where you can breathe a little faster. And there's a few things I want you to pay attention to. Make sure you don't get winded. So out of breath, we don't want that. And then also make sure there's no pain in your knees, ankles, or hips as you do this, okay? So the way this works, These are called buttocks. I reach back and squat down. I brush the earth and then inhale back up, okay? Exhale, reach back, down, inhale up. So again, I can go rather quickly as long as I can keep my breath up. Good. Let's inhale all the way back up. And then we exhale, sit into an imaginary seat for the chair pose. Let's slow the breath back down. Good. Inhale, come up and back, standing back bend. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale to half lift. Exhale to the bottom of your push-up, low plank. And then inhale to up dog, straightening the arms and legs, knees off the ground. And then exhale, do a push-up on your way back to downward dog. All right. So the last of our warm-up series, okay? And these are called dans, all right? And the way these work is from the downward dog. I bring my face very close to the ground by bending my elbows, and then I pull myself through into an up dog. Exhale, I pull my hips up and back, and then inhale, pull through into an up dog. Okay? Now again, you can breathe more rapidly. You can also breathe and move more slowly, but coordinate your breath and your movement. Okay? All right, good. Let's come on back to down dog. And we'll move into the legs now, give our arms a little rest. So we start by touching the feet. Inhale the right leg up and back. Three-legged dog. So the toes are flexed, pointing down, the knee and the hip. And then as we exhale, we lunge and we inhale to Ashta Chandrasana. Okay, crescent lunge. So in crescent lunge, we want the front foot and knee pointing straight ahead, the knee lunging over the heel, the thigh approaching parallel. Okay, the back heel is raised, pressing toward the ground behind the toes. So it's not this. I see this in class. This is incorrect. It's this. Okay. Left hip forward, right hip back. And then the upper body is essentially in a back bend. So arms back, shoulders back, gaze up. All right, let's take a deep breath. So we exhale, we'll bend those arms. We inhale up to stupa. Then we'll exhale to crescent lunge at the back of the mat. Good, let's do that again. Inhale up, and then exhale, crescent lunge. Good, just with the breath, back and forth. And one more time. Inhale and exhale. Good, from here we'll move into Parsvottanasana. So I step forward, inhale my arms up. So both heels are down, both legs are straight. The hips are squared off, palms are together. And then I exhale forward and down into Parsvottanasana. Once I'm there, hands can split to either side of the foot. I can put my hands on blocks. And then I bring my forehead toward my knee or shin, maybe making contact. Good. Inhale, look forward, bend the knee. Exhale, bottom of the push-up. And we'll make our way back to the down dog. From down dog, let's bring feet to touch. We inhale, left leg up and back, three-legged dog. Exhale, lunge, and we inhale to crescent lunge on the other side. Again, when you're doing this properly, the front thigh is working, the back hip is stretching, the chest and the belly are open, and you breathe into them. Okay, let's take a deep breath. Exhale, we bend those arms. Inhale up, stupa, which is just a transition really. And then we exhale to the back. Good, let's continue. Exhale, front with the breath. And a couple more times. Okay, this time we inhale, step it in, straighten those legs, square those hips, ground those heels, and exhale into our pyramid, Parsvottanasana. All right, nice. Let's inhale, look forward, bend that knee. Exhale, bottom of the push-up. Make your way back to downward dog. Okay, from down dog, let's inhale toes. We exhale to the front edge of the mat. Inhale to standing back bend. And we'll exhale, hands to our heart. All right, we'll do some balance now, standing balance. And this is called Tittibhasana Padangustasana A. So we bend the knee, shifting weight to the left foot, we bend the right knee. And then the simplest, easiest, safest version is like this. I hold below the knee, okay? I can also hold the shin like so, okay? Now, if I'm holding below the knee, I have the option to begin to experiment with straightening the leg. If the leg goes all the way straight without it going into your back, then you can grab the big toe or the outside edge of the foot and then straighten that leg while holding it. Could also use a strap, but it can get pretty clumsy pretty quickly. We can then take the free arm and extend it up for the full expression of this posture. To release, we keep the leg lifted, inhale the arm up, and then exhale both the legs and the leg and the arm. Okay, side two, same thing, same options. Holding the shin is the most basic. Holding here and beginning to straighten, a little more challenge, and then the full expression is holding the toe, the foot. Good. Inhale that arm up and exhale as we release the arms and the leg. Nice work, everybody. Let's inhale, arms up, touch palms, lift the heart, and exhale, forward fold. We inhale to the half lift and exhale to the bottom of our push-up, low plank. From there, we inhale to up dog, and then exhale, do a push-up on your way back to downward facing dog. All right, let's continue. So feet touch, we inhale, right leg up and back to three-legged dog. Exhale, lunge, and then we inhale up into our crescent lunge. Exhale, bend those arms. Inhale up to stupa. We exhale to crescent lunge at the back. Inhale, step it in, straighten the arms and the legs, and then exhale to pyramid. Inhale, stand back up. And exhale, step back as you bend the arms for crescent. So inhale to stupa, and we'll repeat that at the front. So we exhale, crescent lunge. Inhale, step it in, and then exhale to forward fold, pyramid. All right, from here we transition to warrior three. So to do that, with my inhale, I lift my left leg and my arms parallel with the ground. So my arms frame my ears, my torso is parallel with the ground, and my left leg is lifted as high as I can without lifting the hip, and the toes, knee, and hip are pointing downward. And this is warrior three. Good. Exhale, bottom of the push-up, and we'll make our way from the bottom of our push-up, up dog, and then back to downward dog. Okay, great work. Side two, feet touch. Inhale, left. Exhale, lunge. Inhale, crescent lunge. Exhale, bend the arms. Inhale to stupa. Exhale, crescent lunge at the back. Inhale, step it in slightly. And exhale to pyramid. Inhale, stand back up. And then exhale, step back. Good. Inhale, stupa. And then exhale, crescent lunge, front. Inhale, step in slightly, straighten the legs, ground the heels, straighten the arms. Exhale, forward fold. And then inhale, lift the leg and the arms to warrior three. Good. Exhale, bottom of the push-up as you make your way back to the downward facing dog. And then from down dog, we inhale to our toes, exhale to the front edge of the mat. Inhale up to standing, and exhale, hands to heart. Okay, so let's do the second variation of Tittibhasana. All right. So we start with the feet together, shifting weight. I'm trying to mirror you here. So we shift the weight to the left foot, we bend the right knee. Now again, the most basic version is holding the shin, and then I can bring that leg out to the right and extend my arm to the left as I look to the left. Okay, so that it looks like this. All right, now if I want to go a little further, I come into the first expression of it, right, extending that leg out, and then exhale and swing the leg and arm away from one another. Good, let's inhale, bring it back in, and exhale, release. Side 2. Now again, when we do these postures, we don't really want to be in pain. There might be some discomfort. There might be a lot of intensity. That's not a bad thing. But we definitely don't want to be feeling areas of our body actually in pain. Good. Let's inhale back to center and exhale as we release that pose. Okay, nice work, everybody. From here, we inhale, standing back bend, and we exhale, forward fold. We inhale to the half lift and exhale right to the bottom of our push-up. Inhale to up dog. Exhale, do a push-up on your way back to downward dog. All right, great work, everybody. So let's do one more set of standing flow. Feet touch. Inhale, right leg up and back. Exhale, lunge. Inhale to crescent lunge. Good. Exhale, bend those arms. Inhale, stupa. Exhale, crescent lunge at the back. Inhale, step it in. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lift up, warrior 3. And then exhale, step back into pyramid. Inhale, stand up. And then exhale, step back into crescent. Okay. Inhale, stupa. And then exhale to crescent lunge. Inhale, step in, straighten the arms and the leg, ground the heels. Exhale, forward fold, pyramid. Inhale, warrior 3. Exhale to pyramid. Okay, and then actually, no, let me see. Yeah, we're doing standing splits. So from our warrior 3, let's exhale the hands down. We point the toes up and we'll walk our hands back toward the standing foot. And we can grab that ankle with one or both hands. We point our toes straight up and we bring our forehead toward our knee or shin as best as we can. All right, inhale, look forward, and exhale to the bottom of your push-up. And let's try that on the other side. So feet touch. Inhale, left leg up and back. Exhale, lunge. And then inhale to crescent lunge. Exhale as you bend the arms. And then inhale to stupa. Exhale to crescent lunge at the back. Inhale, step it in. Exhale, pyramid, forward fold. Inhale to warrior 3. And then exhale, pyramid. Inhale, stand up. And then exhale, step back into crescent with your arms bent. Good. Inhale to stupa. And then exhale to crescent at the front. Inhale, step in. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale to warrior 3. And then exhale to standing splits. Good. Inhale, look forward, and exhale to the bottom of your push-up as you make your way to downward dog. Let's do one more of those balance postures. So we inhale to the toes, exhale to the front edge of the mat. Inhale up to standing and exhale, hands to our sides. Okay. So again, if I have limited flexibility in my hamstrings, if I have a bad back, then I can keep my knee bent, holding my right knee with my left hand. I extend my right arm behind me into a twist. Okay, so that would be the first variation, the safer, easier one. If I'm ready to go a step further, then grabbing the foot, I extend that leg out and extend the arm behind me. Good. Inhale, come on back, and exhale, release. Side two, same thing. Bending that left knee. I grab the foot or the shin and exhale into the twist. Good. Inhale, back to center, and exhale, release that pose. Nice work. Okay. So let's break down our peak posture. We're going to learn crow first because Firefly is essentially crow married with like that balance pose that we did with the leg out in front of us. So it requires hamstring flexibility as well as the ability to support the upper body. So crow, we stack shoulders, elbows, wrists. Okay, everything's stacked, and we want our arms bent. Then placing the hands on the ground, we lift the hips very high. We bring our face low, shins to the back of the arms, gaze up. We try lifting one foot at a time until we feel stable and comfortable enough lifting both feet at the same time. And that's called Bakasana, crow pose. Okay, so ideally that we've mastered that before we move on to this next posture. But if you'd like to try the next posture, you never know. It might actually be easier for you. Perhaps you have very flexible hamstrings. Firefly has a little bit of a different balance to it. So for some people, it may actually be easier. Again, people with a lot of hamstring flexibility, but maybe with a different kind of weight distribution in their body. So to do the Firefly, we take a little bit of a wider stance. So we're standing up, okay? And then what I'd like to do is bring my arms down and bring my legs over my shoulders, kind of like I'm putting on a backpack. So it's like my legs are my straps in my backpack, okay? And then same idea, I'm gonna lift one foot at a time, see how that feels. And then if that feels okay, I lift both feet at the same time. And if I can, I get the legs completely straight, all right? And that's called Firefly pose. Tittibhasana is the name of that one. Okay, so again, I want to remind everybody at this stage, it doesn't matter whether you can do those postures or not. It does matter whether you're willing to try. Trying, I really can't express to you how important the willingness to try something without attachment, how important that is. In yoga, this is a really important principle, and it's found in the Bhagavad Gita. So performing action without attachment, without deciding whether or not we did a good job or a bad job, just trying our best moment by moment. And you'd be surprised at what's possible when you do that and how much can open up in your life. I'm not even talking about doing postures, just in general, okay? All right, so great work, everybody. Let's begin to do some floor work now. So just begin by resting on your belly. Actually, let's rest on our back. Yeah. Let's come onto our back. Rest on our back. Sorry about that. So come onto your back, and then we'll bring the left leg in. Sorry. Left leg in, and we'll drop it all the way over to the right. Prop our head up on the right hand and elbow. Take the legs apart, and then we bend the bottom knee, reach back, grab that foot. So if you've done some yin classes with me, this will be familiar. This is the cattail. Okay, so we're using this for a little rest and to open up our quads. So you should feel the stretch of the front of your right thigh. You're going to breathe into that. All right, good. Let's release that side, and we'll do the other thigh. Okay, so we take the right leg up, drop it over to the left, prop your head up, take the legs apart. You bend that knee, reach back, grab the foot, and you should feel the stretch. All right, good. Let's release, and we'll come back onto our back, okay? And we'll do a back bend next. So we'll start with something accessible, and then if you'd like to go a little further, you'll have the option, okay? So bridge is first, bending the knees, place the feet very close to the hips, okay? Notice that my heels are under my knees directly. Then I press into my feet, lift my hips up, and then take the hands underneath, interlace fingers, and join the palms. Okay, and that is the bridge pose, Tittibhasana. Now you can stay there. If you want to go a little further into wheel, release the hands alongside your head, and then pressing into feet and hands, you lift up into your wheel pose. Good. Exhale, come on down. Let your knees knock in against one another. Take a deep breath in. Exhale with a sigh. All right, great work. Let's bring our legs in, and we'll rock and roll up to seated. Once we're seated, we'll take the legs out straight. We bend the right knee, cross that foot over the left leg, and then if possible, bring the left foot back towards your right hip. This is Ardha Matsyendrasana. It's a twist. So sitting tall, I inhale the right arm up, exhale that hand behind, inhale left arm up, and exhale that elbow over the knee. With the inhale, I sit tall, and as I exhale, I look back over the shoulder as I take a nice deep twist. Good. Let's inhale back to center. Exhale as we extend the legs, and we'll do the other side. Same thing. Good. Inhale, we come on back to center, and exhale as we extend both of our legs straight. Okay, here the legs are together, the feet are flexed, toes are pointing straight up, spine is straight. So if I can't have legs and spine straight, then I will bend my knees, okay? From here, inhale, arms up, and then exhale into Paschimottanasana. Folding in and using the arms to gently coax you forward. Okay, arms are with the ears. We inhale up. And then exhale, hands behind us, fingers pointing toward the buttocks. We also point the toes. And then inhale, lifting up into Purvottanasana. Good. Exhale, the hips come down. And then from here, we'll transition into Gomukhasana. So I take my right leg over my left, and I'm bringing the foot back towards the hip. So it's not like the twist where the knee is pointing up. I stack the knee, and then I bring this foot back as well. Okay. Now you can bring your right arm up and then clasp that hand with your left hand. This is the traditional grip. Okay. Otherwise, just inhale, arms up, and then exhale as you fold forward and you feel that stretch in the outside of the hips. Inhale, let's sit back up, and exhale, release the arms and straighten the legs. And then same thing, Gomukhasana means cow face. And then again, you can do the traditional grip if you've got the limbs for it. Otherwise, just inhale those arms up and exhale, forward fold. All right, inhale, come back up, and exhale as we release those arms and we straighten those legs. Now we'll try Upavishta Konasana. Okay, so this one is done with the legs wide. It's like the dragonfly in yin yoga, except a little more active. So the feet are flexed, the toes and knee point up, okay? And then inhale, arms up, straight spine, and exhale as you try and bring that straight spine down right between the legs, and you can reach out and grab toes or feet to try and coax your straight spine down. And you should feel a stretch in the groin. Okay, from there we'll inhale back up, and then we turn toward the right foot. We'll exhale over that foot. Okay, and then you can stay here, but if possible, try stacking or rolling your left shoulder over your right shoulder. I am not mirroring, just so you know. Okay, so we're trying to stack both shoulders over the leg. And so we're looking for a stretch here in our side. You might feel it in the leg as well. Good, just exhale, roll forward, and then inhale as you sit back up. And we'll exhale over the other leg, so left leg. And again, I can stay there if I already feel the stretch in the waist. If not, I try and grab the right hand to the outside of the foot, left hand to the inside of the foot, and then I roll the shoulder back. Good, exhale, just roll forward and inhale as you sit back up. And we'll bring our legs back together. Inhale, arms out, and then exhale as we roll back onto the back. Once you're there, bring your legs in, give them a squeeze. And then with hands under the hips, let's take our legs up. This is Saral Viparita Karani, very easy inversion. If I want to go a step further, I bring the feet toward the ground behind me. Okay, I interlace fingers, join palms, and shrug the arms under if possible. And that is Halasana, plow pose. And then if I want to go a step further, I holding my back, I bring my legs up into shoulder stance, Sarvangasana. Okay, with the knees bent, we gradually unwind back onto the back. And then taking legs straight and together, feet flexed. With the palms up, slide your fingers under your thighs, press into the elbows, lift your back up, arch the spine, and just let the crown of the head kiss the earth. Pressing into the elbows, release the head. Bring the legs in and grab the soles of the feet. Try taking the legs straight one at a time or both together. Just give your legs and your back a good stretch. What you're looking to do is create balance and release tension by just freely moving in different ways, feeling what works. Once you feel you've done that, unwind onto your back, heels apart, palms up, head centered, chin tucked in slightly, and prepare to rest for the next 5 minutes.